everyone. It is August 29th. It is about 12:13 a.m. noon, excuse me. And I wanted to really make a video off of just record based off of the spiritual warfare and where I'm at today, and also kind of add to what I see is happening in combination with a video that I just saw on YouTube where they're talking about how men are harvesting women's feminine power, feminine energy. And I said, that's what I've been experiencing. That's what's been happening to me. And I've been trying to figure it out, like what is going on and what are they trying to get? Because our wounds are portals. And I'm a celibate woman. And so I know I have been experiencing the astral sex. And I knew it as incubus and succubus, or the witch riding your back, and all these different other terms that our moms and dads and grandparents use. However, I can definitely say it seems like this has been happening to me more since I've been celibate, and they're telling me that I have to pretty much have sex with somebody. So they're saying that you can't be celibate, and that's the cause for my spiritual warfare. Because I think, like I said before in previous videos, spiritual warfare is regarding spiritual gifts. That's all it's about. It's a battle for your gifts. This is where the men go on the spiritual realm, where they're battling each other for gifts. And for some women are that, oh, I'm going to take her because she has this power, and she's able to do this. They're reading you. They know what you have on the spiritual realm. If they're in a spiritual community, a lot of these men, before they come to you physically, and I don't agree with that. That's number one. And number two, it's an invasion of my spiritual boundaries, because I would not want anybody to be watching me, monitoring me, or astral traveling to me and being intimate with me without my permission. So this makes sense why they started doing it astral, because they weren't able to get anything from me physically because I'm celibate, like I said. Someone's tag says Judah. So I wanted to drop this video while it's still hot and fresh in my mind, and why I'm going through it right now, because I literally have not even really finished watching this video that I was watching, because it's still continuing on, and I'm going to finish watching the video, but it's already, well, actually it did end. That's what happened. So I've already been experiencing this. So for me to see it says, her title says, it's All Things Jenny. That's the channel. And it said, he's draining your beauty, the dark truth about men stealing feminine energy. So I am going to tag and add her on here. And hers is talking about the divine feminine and feminine energy, and hashtag energy vampire. I agree with all of that. But as a woman that is experiencing that right now, I have to tell you that they are doing this because some of us are celibate. And they feel as if we're supposed to share our feminine energy, because our feminine energy, you know what she does. That mitochondrial DNA, what she does, she creates. And she creates multiple different forms in cells. It's a beautiful thing, the power of a feminine woman, when you know who you are, whose you are, and you're confident in your worth as a woman, and you set high expectations for yourself that are realistic, that are relatable for yourself, and you know who you are. It's a beautiful thing out here. I love me some me. I do. And I've been enjoying me more now than ever before. Like I said, I was married 14 years, and I thought that I was supposed to put him and my kids in front of me. So I would serve them before I served myself, instead of actually, taking care of him and me at the same time, and teaching the kids how to take care of themselves, once they got of that age. and even still making time for myself in the morning and making me as a priority to give me what I know that I need. I wasn't doing those things. It wasn't until I separated, and I was doing some of the work before I separated from him. So I started doing a lot of the work while I was still married. I started working on myself and making myself a priority for me to give me what I know I need without me expecting it from him. For him to know what I need. For him to be the one to give me. If I wanted a certain flower or plant, I can go get it for myself and put it on my dresser and do what I needed to do for myself. If I want to go on vacation and he don't want to go on vacation, I can still go on vacation. But a lot of that is you have to choose your partners carefully. So you got to already know who you are. You got to already be in that space, in that mind, have that mindset, that whole mind, body, soul alignment, and know your soul and who you are. So you can be able to, I feel so we can be able to select a partner that is confident in themselves as well. And know if my wife doesn't want to go, if my girlfriend don't want to go, I'll go by myself. So I think that is important, and that's how you know you're not dealing with someone that is an energetic vampire, because that person is going to know themselves and you'll know yourself. It's, to me, that is better. That's why I think when you come into a spiritual awakening, it's important for you to go within yourself. I think that it's important for people to go through spiritual awakenings and go through, and to not have any blockages to block your crown or block your energy center. And these things happen from control, from narcissistic control spiritually. Whether we say, oh, we're protecting our children and we're protecting them with entities, which I say are demons, or not even just the children, just the country that we live in. It's called for freedom. I think there has to be spiritual freedom in addition to physical freedom. And when you, not to say spiritual freedom in the matter where your spirit is just free to roam and to do whatever, I'm saying learn how to control yourself, a contentment about yourself. And that's important once you elevate yourself to that God status, to your higher self, to your God power. When you activate all your 12 DNA strands in you, you're going to make conscious decisions. That conscious is based off of a Christ mindset, a Christ-like mindset. It's a choice. It's a free will. Is you giving someone the free will to make decisions for themselves. And while you just guide them, and I think that's how we should raise our children. That's how I raise my sons. And it's okay to let go and guide them. It's okay for them to make mistakes, and you just keep guiding them. But it's important for us to be on this journey, because this is a lifestyle. You're constantly changing and evolving and learning if you're open to it. But it's hard to come into an awareness of yourself, your soul, your spirit, and to not be willing to develop it and to not be willing to advance on it. It happens naturally. For me, it happens naturally. I enjoy it. And so I think that's how we kind of protect ourselves from being in energetic vampiric relationships. And a lot of these things, like I said, I think it's the spirit behind the person. A lot of times these people don't even know that they have this on them. They don't know they have this spirit on them. They don't know that they act like this. They don't know. It's certain situations that might happen, and then they know, okay, this is why I'm acting like that. If somebody else tells them, sometimes they don't recognize that they're acting this way and that they're feeding off of somebody else's energy, because they have to go through their own internal healing to heal the codependency, to hear the fears of rejection, all those different feelings and emotions that put you in a position to be an energetic vampire, or to all these narcissistic traits as well, all lead up to that, you know. But I just wanted to make a real quick video and just talk about that real quick, because I think it's important for us to really have this conversation, because I like the spiritual community is those that speak up about what's happening and make these videos. That's why I'm sharing my own spiritual warfare experience, because I don't think that people has touched on that part of spirituality like I have. That's one thing that gives me a little bit of humility on my recordings and my videos, in my audio diary, because I haven't heard anyone talk about and just be upfront like, listen, these folks is over here trying to have sex with me, and I don't like it. But you got to realize that we are human beings, so we have our bodies have a natural flow of reaction, especially as women, based off of a certain type of penetration. But it's so heavy and deep. It's something I haven't ever experienced. Who knows? Maybe in the future, like maybe 2 or 3 years, or maybe 2 or 3 months down the line, something might happen and I might be like, oh, now I know what this is. This is why I was going through this, And I'll also say, while I've been experiencing this, I've noticed a change in one of my sons in the household. So I've noticed, this is something I'm going to address. So I've noticed that, like I said, it's some type of a spirit or some type of astral traveling, because I've noticed him doing certain things. And I'm like, where are you getting this from? You shouldn't be doing certain things. And he's a teenager growing, and I'm still guiding him too, because like I said, I was married 14 years, and raising boys is not the same as raising girls. And I think that each child needs both parents. I believe that my sons need me as well as their dad. So the co-parent thing, I try to work. I try to overlook the little pettiness, the tit for tat stuff that they do still, because I've grown past that, and because I'm able to recognize it, I have to just be the bigger person. I don't like being in this truth for that purpose sometimes. Sometimes being a divine being, sometimes being one that has chosen that healing path and that healing journey, it's not fair to us, I honestly have to admit, because I don't like having to be the one all the time to overlook the situation because they are so immature and petty, and you put them back in a karmic cycle, back in darkness, and then you want me to keep moving forward, which I naturally chose to. And because this is me, I would want to be with someone else that's like me. I don't want to be with somebody that I have to constantly raise them and tell them, oh, you're being childish because you're doing tit for tat. I don't want to have to say all these little things to kind of help you develop in an area of your morals and your ethical choices and your decisions and your reactions that are lower vibrational or negative, or that's rooted on control. And so I don't want to have to be the bigger person all the time. I don't think there's nothing wrong with me saying that. That's okay. Yes, it is. I don't want to have to be the bigger person all the time. But I'm going to tell you what happens. It's easier for me to protect my energy by knowing the truth. Even though I don't want to sometimes. Here it is though, right? But it will cost me more of my light and my feminine energy if I was to react to what I already know he is trying to do mentally to me, to trigger me. You get what I'm saying? So if once before in the argument, he said, that's what I want is for you to get angry. And I'm like, what? This man is trying to steal my peace. And I'm about to let him. And if I don't react accordingly, emotionally intelligently, if I don't think clearly and respond the right way, man, boy, when I started detoxing my mind and feeding my mind and my soul positive, uplifting resources and information, so I could know how to work with people that in that darkness. Abraham Hicks helped me out a lot. Attract Passion, Alina Alive. There was so many, and there's another one. Oh, Ralph Smart. There's so many uplifting, encouraging platforms that help me along this journey of me in recognizing more about myself and aligning my soul to a divine Holy Spirit. It was important to me. So it's important to me for me to retain all of that. You get? So when he's doing those little things, for instance, he knows I don't want my kids playing with guns. I don't care if they're toy guns. I don't care if it's a water gun. You've known this for 18 years, maybe. Yeah. About 18 years you've known this. But for you to go and get the water guns and get all these guns and then send them back with my kids, when y'all go out, I have to be like, then I have to be the person to tell them, oh, no, you can't. He just does those type of things. It's just so immature and petty. And he knows one of my sons, the one in particular that I'm talking about, that I've noticed his developing and him changing and getting comfortable and familiarizing himself with different parts of his body. So in that situation, I just feel like he could have, this particular son, he is wearing colors that he know. I said, okay, he shouldn't wear so much of that. Why is he wearing so much black? Why do you buy him all this black? What's all this black? Because the main people wearing all this black, they trying to correlate it with Black Lives Matter. It does not. Because if Black Lives Matter, why would you be doing the things that you're doing to your child's mother, and just because she doesn't want to be with you anymore? Just because you choose to set that boundary with somebody, you say, oh, you don't want to be intimate with this person, or you no longer want to be in a relationship or be married to these people. So I've seen it recently, a lot recently, in the past 2 years since I got back up to Atlanta. So many women are being killed because they no longer want to be with the guy, or they decide that, they're going to pursue another thing on the side too. Some of these women started adapting some of the mindsets of the men and forgetting about that portal that you have between your legs, that power. That's a portal of power. That thing is so powerful. My thing's so powerful. I do not want nobody astral traveling to me thinking that you fixing to get anything from me sexually. So what I do, I have to keep, because what they're doing is stealing it spiritually. We have the authority over in the spiritual realm. Scripture says that. In spirituality, if you know how spirituality works, you take authority over that spirit. And you call your feminine, I call my feminine poo-poo power back to me. And you call it back to you. Your feminine energy is very powerful. If they are, and they do it while we're asleep, ladies. They can literally connect with you while you're asleep, and they know when you're asleep. They know when you're asleep. So all I'm saying is, we got to protect ourselves as women spiritually and physically when it comes to our power. And we got to be careful who we give it to. And I think that was one of my, I think that's also an area where I'm called to teach my experience and my truth on feminine energy to a lot of the young ladies as well. And that is, I'm open to that. I honestly I'm grateful as a sacred divine feminine to have the divine wisdom of the feminine and the masculine, because I have boys And then I'm also able to, of course, understand the young ladies. So I just wanted to I couldn't wait. I'm over here driving and trying to get somewhere, and I was like, I can't wait. I got to do and drop this recording right now. And now my audio recorder, this is the audio recorder that I use sometimes, it's just frozen. It's just stuck on welcome. This is what I use sometimes. This has so many recordings on it, and the recording saved onto this device, and then I put the SD card in. So now I'm trying to figure out how to get the recordings off of the device onto the SD card, because the recorder is so old. Yeah, it's an old one, but it worked good. It's good. I'm not going to talk about it because I'm not going to give it no negative energy. I'm going to speak positivity over it, because that's how it's kept working for me. It's been working, but it's got some good recordings on it that I've already done. And like I said, this is an audio diary. This is an audio diary. Excuse me. And I just wanted to just share my review, my experience, and put my little 2 cents in. I had a whole lot more than 2 cents. I had about 21 cents. A little bit over, let's say 22. I had about 22 cents to put into it. But you should definitely, if you all want to check it out, I'll definitely post a link to it. It is He's Draining Your Beauty, the Dark Truth About Men Stealing Feminine Energy. And that channel is All Things Jenny. So y'all have a great day and stay safe. Protect yourself, ladies. You are worth it. You are everything. And everything is all in you. I send you so much love and peace too.